Veterans, do you know that your service can open the door to homeownership? Well, in today's video, we are going to break it down for lower payments, no down payments, and even lower interest rates. We're going to talk all things veteran loans, and their perks are designed just for you. Welcome back to Living in Memphis in the Mid-South. I'm Amy Clark with Realtors. I'm licensed in Tennessee and in Mississippi. In today's video, I've dedicated to the brave men and women who have served our country. Whether you're a veteran or on active duty, or you're just thinking about buying a house, there's a world of benefits out there just for you. We're going to break down everything you need to know about using your VA benefits to purchase a house, along with some other fantastic perks you don't want to miss. Let's dive right in. What is a VA loan? Well, a VA loan is hands down one of the best benefits available to veterans on active duty or active duty members. But what is it exactly? The VA loan is a mortgage loan guaranteed by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. It's available to veterans, active duty military, some cases surviving spouses. The best part, it allows you to buy a home without a down payment and lower interest rates. And that can save you thousands of dollars over the cost of your loan. And the VA loan usually comes with lower interest rates. Like I said, on average, it's about 1/4 to 0.5% lower than a conventional loan. Who is eligible for a VA loan? So the veteran loan is, the VA loan is open to veterans, active duty military, National Guard members, and reservists who meet certain criteria. Typically, if you served 90 days consecutively during wartime, you're eligible, or 181 days during peacetime, you're eligible also. There are certain specific criteria for members that are in the National Guard and Reserves. Now, your loan officer that specializes in a VA loan will know what these things are. I am not a loan officer. I'm just explaining the eligibility for a VA loan right here. So there is no down payment, but that you do have costs when you buy a house. Okay, so there's something called the VA funding fee, and which is a one-time fee added to your loan. It keeps the VA loan program running. So the fee varies depending on whether you're going to make a down payment or not. So you can actually lower your funding fee if you couple it along with a down payment, 5%, 10%, whatever you're going to put down. So if you have service-related injuries or disabilities, you may be exempt altogether from paying that funding fee, which is great. And so, but you still need to budget for things like closing costs, property taxes, homeowners insurance. Compared to conventional loans, the VA loan is a much cheaper with less cash up front to actually get into the door of your first house or your second house, because your VA loan can be used over and over again. You don't just get to use it once. That VA benefit loan is good for your entire life, as long as it's your primary residence. You can use it over and over again. Okay, the benefits for disabled veterans. If you have a service-connected disability, there are even more perks. As I mentioned earlier, disabled veterans are often exempt from the funding fee, which can save you lots of money. But there are many states that offer even more exemptions for disabled service members. So like in Tennessee, with a 100% disability rating, you actually get money off of your property taxes. So that's even a bigger benefit. Okay, so the VA offers several other programs too, not just a home loan. You can also refinance with the VA loan. So if you already have a house and you're a veteran and you want to refinance, perfect. You'll get a lower interest rate, and you usually don't have to pay for appraisal or even get income verification. So it makes the process a little smoother. They come right to your house, you sign your paperwork, and boom, next month you pay your mortgage and it's refinanced with the lower interest rate. That makes this VA loan refinancing makes it so much easier than the traditional way to refinance a house. And what if you don't want to refinance, but you need another loan? You can do a VA home improvement loan. You want to make upgrades, you want to remodel that kitchen, remodel the bathroom, make improvements to your house. All right, so the VA loan offers home improvement loans through their cash out refinance program. So contact a loan officer that specializes in VA loans, and you can get a refinance or a home improvement loan. So there are other perks for veterans as well. VA loans aren't just available to veterans. Many organizations offer additional home buying services. For example, Homes for Heroes, a national program, that gives discounts to veterans, like with closing costs, real estate services, and inspections, those kinds of things. People offer veteran discounts, regular stores, box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, you can get your veteran discount. So many loan companies offer the same type of thing. Inspection companies could always ask if they offer a VA discount. That's one thing you get to know when you're married to a veteran. Is it my discount here? So it's worth shopping around to take care of all of these advantages. All right, I want to talk about the funding fee that we kind of went over it just a little bit. So let's talk about this funding fee real quick. So like I said, the funding fee is a one-time fee that most veterans, active duty members, and National Guard Reserve members must pay when they use their loan, either to get a loan, to buy a house, or to refinance a house. This helps cover the cost of the VA loan program itself. In turn, allows the VA to continue offering these benefits like no down payments and no private mortgage insurance, PMI, to veterans. So let's look at it. Let's take a closer look at this. So if it's first time using your VA loan and there's no down payment, you will be asked to pay 2.3% for a funding fee. For example, if your house is $300,000 and you don't put a down payment down, your funding fee would be $6,900. Okay, but if you've used your VA benefits before, the fee increases just a little bit to 3.6% of the down payment with no down payment. So the first time you use it, they give you a discount of a smaller funding fee. Second time you use it, it increases just a little bit, so that you have to pay a little bit more because you're using your benefits again. Okay, lowering the funding fee with a down payment. The funding fee can fluctuate up and down. You're going to put a down payment down that goes directly towards the principal of the house, and you put the funding fee down too. And the loan officer will tell you exactly what all these numbers are, but you can pay a little down payment if you want to, and you can put your funding fee with it, but it's going to be smaller than without paying a down payment at all. All right, surviving spouses. If someone died in service and you have a surviving spouse, they may also be exempt. Don't forget to ask. These loan officers do these loans all the time. If they don't ask the right questions, or you don't ask the right questions to get all your benefits, you might miss out on something. So just be careful and always ask, especially with the VA loan, always ask if you are eligible for extra discounts. And how the funding fee is paid, it's paid at closing. It can be rolled into the loan, so you don't have to pay it at closing. You can just finance several $1,000s into the life of your loan. That really just adds pennies or dollars, $2 a month to your loan. It doesn't add that much when you're only financing $6,900, for example, over the course of 30 years. So that can be rolled in, or you can pay it up front. If you decide to finance the funding fee, it will slightly increase your mortgage by a few dollars. Okay, so, another exemption for the funding fee is active duty Purple Heart recipients. Active duty service members who receive the Purple Heart are also eligible for an exemption of the funding fee if they're purchasing a home while on active duty. So that's something to think about. Now we know how the funding fee is paid. Now, why does the funding fee exist? The funding fee helps keep the VA loan program running itself, meaning it doesn't require taxpayer-funded money to operate. The fee allows the VA to continue offering competitive, low-cost loans to veterans without requiring them to put a down payment down, and even relying on sources or funding from other sources throughout the government. So the veterans paying the funding fee is actually keeping the veteran loan going. So we're self-sustaining, meaning that we're paying for our own loan and everybody else's too. So that's what the funding fee is. Every other veteran that's getting a VA loan. So even though the funding fee can be a significant cost, it still keeps the VA loan more affordable than other types of loans in the long run, where loans don't require the private mortgage insurance and no down payment and a smaller interest rate, which can result in great savings over time. So the VA loan is a great option to have if you can actually use it. So I wanted to go over what non-allowable fees for veterans using a VA loan. So there are some things that other people pay when you get a conventional loan, or FHA loan, or even a USDA loan. Those loans, conventional and government funded, require you to pay some fees. Well, the government stepped in for the veterans and said, no, y'all aren't going to pay these fees. So if attorney's fees, for example, service is not directly related to title work. Now, you do have to pay for your attorney for the title work, but if your loan officer hires an attorney to do paperwork, the government says you are not allowed to pay for those attorney's fees. Brokerages for commissions, agent commissions like myself. This one may change a little bit just to be more competitive. It says veterans cannot be charged a real estate or a brokerage fee. Now, all the years past, these commissions, buyer agent commissions, like my payment, is typically paid by the seller. That's changing a little bit, so this is probably going to be changing a little bit too. I just don't know the details of it just yet. Lender's attorney fees, you're not going to let you pay for any of your lender attorney fees. Underwriting and processing fees, the veteran cannot be charged for underwriting, processing, administration fees, where other lenders will charge for these things. They're considered part of the lender's cost of doing business, so very nice. Prepayment penalties, not allowed. Veterans are not allowed, and they are protected from prepayment penalties. And settlement or escrow fees. The veteran is not allowed to pay settlement or escrow fees. That's someone else holding your money before closing is escrow. Not allowed. It's a non-allowable charge. In many cases, these costs are covered by the seller and not or the lender. So not on the veteran's back to cover those costs. All right, veterans are allowed to pay certain closing costs. So you'll pay your funding fee unless you're exempt. You'll pay credit report fees, appraisal fees, title insurance, and title exam fees, and recording fees for taxes. All right. However, the government makes sure that the veteran is not overcharged. That's the whole point of the VA loan, is to make sure you keep lenders in check. The VA has their own rules and regulations, and they make sure that the veteran doesn't get overcharged. So if you're a veteran, or you know someone who is a veteran, and you've used a VA loan, drop a comment in the section and tell me how your experience went using a VA loan. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future home buying tips from Memphis and the Mid-South. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Living in Memphis and the Mid-South. Veterans, you've earned these incredible benefits. Don't leave them on the table. With a VA loan, homeownership isn't within reach for you, whether it's your first time buying a house or it's your next one. Until next time, happy house hunting.